Hey guys, it's Tim, your famous no purpose nothing. It's been a very long time since I've made a video, and there's a lot of reasons behind that. One main reason is because I've been learning, and the bottom line is I don't really like to talk about anything unless I've learned it for myself. Uh, I see a lot of stuff that's out there, and I don't blame a single person or put any kind of judgment on what they say or how things go for them. Uh, but I do notice is a lot of it is not always based on facts. I mean, how can we factually apply to something that we're not really sure about? And I mean, and even when I share stuff, I mean, it's very important to know that it's coming from my perspective. Okay, uh, you have to understand is that this is something I've been learning. All right, I've been working with TIs. I've had some very terrible experiences. And nothing that I can blame or judge on anybody else. It's just that I understand things from my perspective, and everyone else does too. And something that I've been learning for real is that uh, we all have these individual psychological profiles. I mean, how can it be any different? I mean, our brain frequencies are all different. That's basically how they track us is from our brain frequency. Our psychological profiles, we're all raised differently. We come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different understandings. Uh, so one person can say something and you might be able to latch on a little bit to it and go, oh yeah, I feel that, or he's right, or and then another time you might look at something and someone's saying something and be like, what in the world is that guy that guy's out of his mind, man. No, I thought no, he's being bad for TIs. He's talking about this, he's making us look stupid, or I don't agree with the way he approaches things, and and that's true. Why not? That it's the way we are. We're individuals, and the unique thing about what we're going through is just that it's unique to us all. It's hard to be. I've tried to explain things when I talked about combat before. A lot of times I've said, there are no atheists in combat. Well, trying to tell somebody what it's like to be in a gun battle or a fight, basically, which is for your life, uh, you're basically trying to afford the other guy the best chance he can have to give his life. So trying to explain combat to somebody is like talking about a warm cup of piss as I'm swishing it around in my mouth and I swallow it. Well, I can tell you about that, what it's like, but until you've done it, man, you ain't never gonna get it. Okay? You just won't. So when I talk about an experience, I don't usually like to tell stories because when I tell a story, what I'm doing is I'm reinforcing a bad experience or feeling for you. We don't, resentment itself builds. Resentment is like, if I go back to AA days, I quit drinking 12, 13 years ago. And if I go back to AA days, it basically says, resentment is the real definition of resentment is to refeel. So when you build resentments in AA, it pretty much makes sense in any way I look at it, and that is that if I'm pissed off at somebody or I got a bad attitude towards something, I'm going to color it that way, and I'm going to allow the resentment to drive my rationalization. Okay? And we have an innate resentment that's built against our enemies. So everything and anything that goes around us is colored in that fashion. But I can tell you guys, when another TI is telling you about something, even if it's offensive or you're triggered to hear it differently or you're perceiving it in a certain fashion, understand that I could probably guess that every one of us that talks about it, our intentions are good. We're really doing our best to try to share what we know as best we can from our perceptions. And considering that level, I mean, come on. I mean, I've been in this for 16 plus years and I still don't quite get it. I do, I just share things that I can that I've experienced. I don't claim to be a king or some kind of. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm a no-purpose nothing, man. I just try to share stuff as I can. Uh, if you see my experience and it helps, good. I mean, if you see it in a different way where you think I'm something else, okay, it's your opinion. That's the blessing we have is to rationalize and see things for our own selves. So let me show you. Probably got like 5 minutes here, so I'm gonna try to be quick because it's Christmas time. I haven't made a video in forever, and I'm reaching out. It's been very tough because I've been very busy, and let me explain why. If you've seen when I first started making videos, it was months ago. I traveled all the way out here to Washington State. I've been homeless for 3 years, and I have been praying and working hard. And really, what I've been doing is instead of trying to focus on me and my issues and worrying about me, and I used to have a bunch of combat tech, and I can hack, I can do all kinds of things on technological levels. Um, I put them all aside, and I did it because I wanted to see. I'm just trying to figure it out, just like everybody else. But I have a unique advantage over most people, and that is that a I'm alone. I'm by myself. I don't have anybody that I have to feel responsible to. I don't. I don't have any children. I don't have a wife or a job, or I don't have a large amount of social obligations that I need to feel, contributory towards. So when I make a decision, I can make it plain and simple. It doesn't have to be about me. It doesn't have to be about anybody else. I can just actually, literally, like right now, I have no problems taking the little backpack I have, pack it full as much as I can, and saying goodbye to everything and just taking a walk. That doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, I miss those days. As you can see, months, this is what I'm going to show you what I've been doing. Since I've gotten here, I've made a focus on just focusing on trying to help other people. This has been an amazing encounter. That's all I've done now. I've really reached a lot of disappointments. I'm a miserable freaking failure, back to my no purpose nothing ways. And I feel almost like when I was in AA, and I probably sponsored like 40 different guys, and not a single one of them stayed sober. I did, but I could never convince them to do so. This is kind of like with being a TI. I'm I I want to help. I give my life, anything I have, to try to help another get away from this pain. Okay, but I don't have the answers. And the real big reason why I know I don't have the answers for anybody else is because they're all on individual levels. You are on an individual level. You are going to have to come to your own self realization. You have to do it, man. I mean, nobody else can do it. You can watch everything, you can pay attention, you can see, you can fill your mind with stuff, your head, you can do all kinds of things, everything you possibly can think of doing. And believe me, I know you are, okay? But it has to be your choice. It's all about you have to come to your realization. No one can convince you. You have to convince yourself or deconvince yourself. It's just the way it is. So what I've done is I've just done my best to follow the path of Jesus Christ. Now I know most of you don't want to hear about God and all that stuff, and I'm not going to be a preacher. Uh, it's not my authority or this world to ride on you and your faith. Nah, man, I'm just going to show you. This is what I've done since I've been here. I met a woman that is a target. She's 99 years old. She's been stolen, harassed. Guys come by and leave her doggy gate open to try to get her dog out. This woman is close. She lives here. I won't go into the level of importance in the societies that this woman has traveled in, and I won't go around and talk about the large amount of very sophisticated enemies. But what I've done is she's got a big piece of property, and I've offered to help her. And so I've been working my tail off all the time, forever. Now, what you're about to look at here, this behind me, this is an art studio that I rebuilt for her. See that marker thing? That's me, man. I built that. I built that whole desk and everything. You see there's a whole messy, very messy shop I have here. I've been, working. You see there's my, you can take a look at that. You can get a look. There's my, I still got my platoon up there. There's little bitty army guys up there. And my, it's just kind of a joke, just one of those fun things to do. And I've been able to do fun things. I'm about ready to walk you over here and show you the rest of this. Yeah, I'm walking around outside right now. This place is right on the ocean. The ocean is way back there. You probably barely see it. If you look in this side of this building right here, you see all this stuff? This entire place was packed full of stuff. What I'm doing is I'm going to walk around in front here. I'm going to show you. This woman has a nice piece of property, and she's been abused, stolen. Very important things have been stolen from her life. Okay? Can you hear it? Listen to that. You guys don't hear triggers like that, do you? Well, here I am. Look at this property, man. It's beautiful. That trailer right there behind me, I was blessed with that. Literally given that. Call it whatever you want, guys, but as long as I pray and I lead a right life, make the right decisions, always try to do right and keep my integrity, no matter how much they've wanted to pain me and teach me how that's a bad thing to keep your word, I keep it. This is the area right here. This right here, this entire area was packed full of stuff. I mean, up to like here, junk. Stuff that people have been just stashing and storing in her place. I remodeled it all. And in doing so, she's learned to trust me because I keep my word. And she's afforded me opportunities. She's afforded me opportunities to do artwork. Now let me tell you guys, I couldn't draw a stick figure years ago. And what I'm going to show you here now is a little more than a stick figure. Kind of amazed myself, to be honest with you. You see the ceiling, I've had to redo the ceiling. Still working on that. Don't pay any attention to that, Mr. Professional. Let me show you something here, guys. These are drawings. These are drawings that I've done on glass. And I'm going to show you. So I did all this for you girls. I have an absolutely gigantic amount of respect for the women that are TIs. That's why there are more of you than there are men. And the biggest reason is because you are very emotional. And, emotions are the things that they use to pick us. That's how they do it. And unfortunately, you women are stronger, because you go through more inside. And I know it's tough. So I've drawn a whole bunch of stuff for girls. I don't know if you can see all that. I'll let you see some of these. You see I got the puppet, the robot cutting the puppet strings. And these are pictures I've done for the black-haired TI was a friend of mine who had some issues. And let's see if I can, I did that one for you girls. You see all the faces and personalities. And right now, I'm about to get interrupted. I did this. This is a picture that I did. And that's actually a copy that I did, a drawing of the actual picture. Now look, guys. I'm here working my ass off trying to make a fort. What other better way than to do artwork? I love all you guys. I want you to have a Merry Christmas. I'm going to have to get off the video because now my TI friend is showing up and I don't want to interrupt. She'll want to see me. She'll be honking her horn any minute now. We tease each other with that because that's an old trigger. But anyway, look, Merry Christmas. I'm still here steady, doing my best. I hope only to show you guys a good example. I'm not going to tell you what to do, man. I just wish God's blessing to you. Whether you believe in God or not does not matter. Remember, the spirit is the war. It's not about this physical world. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Merry Christmas. Stay in touch. I'll try to make more videos, I promise.